Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to manifest an entire RS1 crore in just 30 days? Most people think it's impossible, but the truth is, money follows faith, not fear. The law of attraction does not recognize limits, only belief. In this message, you will discover timeless tricks to command wealth, open your spirit to abundance, and magnetize a crore into your hands. Listen closely, for the next 30 days could change your financial destiny forever. The power of clear intention. Every creation begins first in the unseen. Nothing in this universe arrives by accident, not even a single rupee. Wealth does not stumble into your life. It is summoned by the power of your thought and sealed by the clarity of your intention. When you set an intention as sharp as a blade, the whole universe begins to rearrange itself in your favor. Vague wishes create vague results, but a crystal clear command creates a crystal clear manifestation. When you say to yourself, "I desire wealth," the words are too weak, too blurred. Desire is only the seed. The seed must be planted with precision in the soil of faith. To say, "I am manifesting R1 crore in 30 days," is not just desire, it is a declaration, it is a decree, it is a spiritual order issued to the universe, and the universe always obeys orders given in faith. Clear intention is not begging, it is commanding. The mind is like a lens. If it is clouded, the image projected onto life is distorted. But when the lens is polished and focused, the picture is sharp. Intention is that lens. The sharper you make it, the faster the manifestation. If your mind is scattered with thoughts of lack, fear, and confusion, you send out mixed signals, and mixed signals bring mixed results. One moment you attract, the next you repel. That is why so many chase wealth but never hold it, because their intentions shift with every doubt, with every fear, with every whisper of impossibility. You must become unwavering. Imagine an arrow shot toward a target. Once released, it does not turn left or right. It flies straight until it lands. Such is the power of intention when it is clear. Once you decide, you do not second guess. Once you declare, you do not retreat. Once you command, you do not apologize. Wealth responds to certainty, not hesitation. Clear intention demands clarity in thought, clarity in word, and clarity in vision. Thought is the silent architect. Word is the vibration that sets the architect's plan in motion. Vision is the image impressed upon the unseen substance of life. When all three agree, manifestation is inevitable. If you think RS1 crore, speak RS1 crore, and see RS1 crore, you have aligned the trinity of creation, and the world has no choice but to yield it. Clarity also requires elimination. You cannot hold the intention of wealth while entertaining the intention of lack. You cannot declare riches while confessing poverty. You cannot call yourself abundant while constantly fearing bills. Double-mindedness is the thief of manifestation. To receive a crore, the intention must stand alone, unchallenged, unshaken, undiluted. Every time doubt whispers, silence it with faith. Every time fear knocks, answer it with affirmation. Every time lack appears, replace it with the vision of wealth fulfilled. See the crore not as a future event, but as a present reality. Intention does not live in tomorrow, it lives in now. To say, "I will manifest a crore," keeps it forever distant. To say, "RS1 crore is mine, here and now," pulls it into this very moment. The universe does not understand delay. It understands only vibration. When your intention vibrates in the present tense, wealth marches forward to meet you. The power of clear intention is not in effort, but in certainty. It is not in strain, but in stillness. It is not in chasing, but in commanding. The person who decides with clarity is already wealthy in spirit, and the wealth in spirit must always clothe itself in matter. Therefore, the moment you set your intention with clarity, the crore begins its journey toward you, whether through business, opportunity, gift, or channel unknown. You need not trouble yourself with the how. The universe has countless ways. Your only work is to hold the intention firm, unshaken, and clear until the unseen becomes seen, until the crore already secured in spirit walks boldly into your hands in the material world. Money is not a stranger, nor is it an enemy. Money is a servant of spirit, a faithful messenger, a tool created to follow the voice of authority. Just as light obeys the switch and water flows where it is channeled, money moves toward the one who commands it with certainty. Those who fear money repel it, but those who speak to it with authority attract it without resistance. Money does not respond to weakness, confusion, or begging. It responds to a firm declaration. Think of money as a soldier awaiting orders. A soldier does not move until the command is given. The moment the order is clear, the soldier marches. So it is with money. When you say with conviction, "Money, flow into my hands swiftly, harmoniously, and in perfect ways," you have given it direction. You have told it where to go, how to arrive, and under what conditions to appear. The universe is filled with substance waiting to be shaped. Words are the shaping power. When you command money with words of authority, you set invisible forces into motion. But too often people whisper to money with timidity. They say, "I hope I have enough," or "I wish I could be rich." Hope is a weak voice. Wish is a faint whisper. Neither holds the strength of command. A king does not wish his servant would move. He commands, and the servant moves at once. Money recognizes kingship in spirit. When you speak as one with dominion, money bows to your decree. Commanding money requires more than words. It requires inner alignment. You cannot command outwardly while doubting inwardly. Authority flows from faith. Faith is the rod of power. To speak with faith is to vibrate in harmony with the abundance of the universe. When you say, "Rs1 crore comes to me within 30 days, and you believe it in every fiber of your being, money cannot resist, for you have spoken the language of law. There is no arrogance in commanding money. The arrogant repel wealth, for arrogance is rooted in fear. True command is not pride, but confidence. Confidence comes from knowing who you are, a co-creator with the universe, a channel of infinite supply. Just as the sun commands light to shine without struggle, you command money to flow without effort. There is no pleading, no desperation, only certainty. Words are containers of energy. When spoken with conviction, they become magnets. Saying, "I never have enough," commands lack. Saying, "I am surrounded by riches," commands abundance. The universe does not decide for you, it only reflects your command. Every word spoken is an order given to life, and life fulfills it unfailingly. That is why the careless word of lack produces debt, and the careful word of abundance produces increase. To practice the art of commanding money, begin each day with affirmations of authority. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and speak aloud. Money loves me. Money obeys me. Money flows to me from expected and unexpected channels. I am a magnet for wealth. I command Rs1 crore into my hands swiftly and peacefully. As you repeat, the words carve themselves into your subconscious, and the subconscious, once convinced, sends out vibrations that money must follow. Money loves clarity in command. You cannot say, "I want more money," for the universe may answer with a single rupee. That is increase, but not the increase you intended. Be precise. Speak the exact figure, the exact vision, the exact command. Say, "Rs1 crore arrives to me in 30 days, and hold that decree firm. Do not dilute it with fear. Do not cancel it with words of doubt. Once the command is issued, it begins its journey, and your only task is to stay aligned with it until it arrives in full form. The truth is simple. Money follows voice, not silence. Money loves command, not confusion. The moment you rise in spiritual authority and give the order, wealth stirs itself awake, listens for your voice, and begins to march in your direction, but in living as though the desire is already fulfilled. Visualization of completion is the art of seeing the end from the beginning, of beholding the harvest before the seed is even sown. To manifest R1 Crore in 30 days, you must hold in your inner eye the finished picture, the crore already counted, the crore already spent, the crore already blessing your life. The universe responds to images imprinted with faith. What you continually see in the silence of imagination becomes substance in the material world. The mind is a projector, and life is the screen. If the projector holds images of lack, the screen will show lack. If the projector shines images of abundance, the screen will reveal abundance. Visualization of completion means choosing deliberately the film that runs within. See yourself standing before your bank account, reading the numbers that reveal your crore. See the alert message from the bank confirming the deposit. Feel the weight of the check in your hand. Smell the crispness of new currency. Taste the sweetness of victory as you know the manifestation has already arrived. When you visualize, do not only see, feel. The imagination is most powerful when it engages every sense. Feel the security of wealth already in place. Feel the joy of giving freely. Feel the calmness that comes when bills no longer frighten you. Allow the heart to beat faster with excitement, as though you already hold the crore in your grasp. The subconscious cannot tell the difference between what is imagined and what is experienced. Once convinced of the image, it will rearrange your world to match the vision. Do not make the mistake of visualizing with effort or strain. The power is not in forcing the picture, but in dwelling in it with ease. Just as a child plays make-believe with absolute certainty, you too must step into the completed vision as though it is a natural reality. Children are masters of imagination because they do not question how. It simply is. Adopt that spirit, and the crore will rush to meet the clarity of your vision. Visualization is not daydreaming, it is commanding. A daydream floats without purpose, but visualization plants the image with authority. When you visualize completion, you are giving your subconscious a map, a destination, an exact image to reproduce. Without this image, the subconscious drifts. With it, the subconscious works tirelessly, day and night, to align circumstances, opportunities, and channels that deliver the crore to your life. Repetition strengthens the image. Visit the vision daily, morning and night. Close your eyes before sleep and see yourself living as the possessor of Rs1 Crore. Upon waking, let the image rise again, reminding you that in the unseen, it is already done. Every repetition carves the vision deeper into your inner world until it is no longer a picture but a conviction. Once conviction is formed, manifestation is certain. Beware of allowing contrary images to take root. Each time you imagine lack, you erase part of your vision of wealth. Each time you dwell on fear, you scatter the energy of completion. Guard your imagination as you would guard a treasure. If an image of failure rises, replace it instantly with the picture of success. If doubt intrudes, counter it with a vision of your crore safely in your hands. The mind cannot hold two pictures at once. Choose deliberately the image of completion. Live in the vision as though it is now. Walk with the posture of wealth fulfilled. Speak with the confidence of riches secured. Act with the certainty of abundance in place. The more you live in the completion inwardly, the faster it will appear outwardly. Visualization of completion is not pretending, it is creating. It is aligning the unseen blueprint with the seen structure. When the inner image is complete, the outer world must follow, for life has no choice but to mirror the vision impressed upon it. Words are not mere sounds. Words are commands, vibrations that shape the unseen substance of life. Every word you speak is a decree that the universe takes as law. To manifest R1 Crore in 30 days, you must speak affirmations not as timid requests, but as royal proclamations. Weak words scatter like dust in the wind, but words spoken with authority take root and bear fruit. Affirmations with authority are not casual phrases repeated without feeling. They are living decrees, charged with faith and spoken with the conviction of certainty. When you declare, "Rs1 Crore flows to me swiftly, harmoniously, and in perfect ways," you are not wishing, you are commanding. You are setting into motion forces unseen, aligning opportunities, people, and circumstances to obey your word. The secret lies not just in the statement, but in the spirit behind it. Two people can speak the same words, one with doubt, the other with faith, and the results will be worlds apart. Authority comes from the energy you project. If your words are heavy with fear, the universe mirrors fear. If your words vibrate with faith, the universe mirrors abundance. That is why affirmations must be spoken as though they cannot fail. When a judge speaks a verdict, it becomes law in the courtroom. When you speak your affirmation with authority, it becomes law in your world. Imagine standing in the center of creation, speaking into the atmosphere, and knowing without hesitation that your words are seeds falling into fertile soil. The soil does not question, it simply brings forth what is planted. Such is the power of affirmation when spoken with authority. To speak with authority, posture matters. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and let your voice carry strength. Whispering lacks energy. Commanding carries power. Speak your affirmations aloud whenever possible, for sound carries vibration into the very walls of your environment. Let your home echo with the sound of wealth. Let your own ears hear the decree until it becomes etched in your subconscious. What the subconscious accepts, it must reproduce. Authority also requires consistency. A king does not issue one command and then contradict it with another. If you affirm wealth in the morning but complain of lack in the evening, you have cancelled your decree. Every word counts. Every phrase builds or destroys. Guard your tongue as you guard your fortune. Speak only words that align with abundance. Replace "I can't afford it" with "I have more than enough." Replace "I never get money" with "money comes to me easily and continuously." Affirmations must be specific, for vague words create vague results. Do not say, "I want more money." Say, "Rs1 Crore flows to me in 30 days in perfect ways for my highest good and the good of all." Speak the number, speak the time frame, speak the intention. The universe loves clarity, and clarity is born through precise affirmations. Feel the words as you speak them. Let them be more than sound. Let them become truth within you. See the crore in your mind as you affirm it. Feel the joy of receiving as you declare it. Authority is amplified when the mind, the heart, and the word agree. Thought, emotion, and sound together create an unshakable command. Make affirmations your daily ritual. Morning and night, let them be the first and last words on your lips. During the day, whenever doubt rises, answer it with affirmation. If fear whispers, silence it with your decree. Affirm until the words no longer feel like hope, but like fact. Affirm until your spirit knows the crore is already yours. Affirm until your reality bends to the authority of your speech. Affirmations with authority are the bridge between thought and manifestation. They take what you imagine and clothe it in the vibration of sound, sending it forth to gather substance and return fulfilled. Speak boldly, speak faithfully, speak with certainty, and watch as your words become flesh, as the Rs1 Crore you command steps out of the unseen and into your hands. Doubt is the silent thief of wealth. It creeps in unnoticed, whispers in secret, and destroys what faith has already built. To manifest Rs1 Crore in 30 days, you must erase the shadow of doubt completely from your mind, for even the faintest trace of uncertainty can block the flow of abundance. The law of attraction does not respond to half-belief. It responds to certainty, to faith without cracks, to conviction that stands firm even in the face of appearances. Doubt is debt. Every doubtful thought subtracts from the riches you are calling in. Every time you say, "What if it doesn't work?" You have signed a contract with lack. Every time you wonder, is this really possible? You have turned your back on the miracle that was already on its way. Faith adds, doubt subtracts, faith multiplies, doubt divides. If you wish to hold the crore, you cannot afford the luxury of doubt. The mind cannot serve two masters. It cannot hold faith in one hand and fear in the other. It cannot call forth wealth while entertaining thoughts of failure. You must choose one voice to obey. If you choose faith, you silence doubt. If you choose doubt, you silence faith, and life will always mirror back the one you have chosen. When you erase doubt, you fling open the gates for wealth to march in. How do you erase doubt? First, by recognizing it quickly. Doubt often wears disguises: logic, reason, caution. It comes dressed as a friend, whispering, "Be realistic, don't expect too much. What if you fail?" But the language of doubt is the language of limitation. Whenever such thoughts arise, stop them instantly, replace them with declarations of certainty. Speak aloud, "It is done. RS1 Crore is mine now. Nothing can block my wealth." Authority in words dissolves the shadow in thought. Second, feed your mind with images of success, not failure. Surround yourself with reminders of abundance. Write the figure RS1 Crore and place it where your eyes fall upon it daily. Close your eyes and see the deposit already confirmed, the messages of success already received. Doubt cannot survive in the presence of vivid completion. Every time the shadow of doubt rises, flood it with the light of visualization until it dissolves. Third, protect your environment. Doubt is contagious. Avoid conversations with those who laugh at your goal or speak of lack. Their words plant seeds of uncertainty in your soil. Stand guard over your ears and your heart. Listen only to voices of faith. Read only words that strengthen belief. Speak only phrases that affirm your wealth. If a voice of doubt enters, cast it out like an intruder. You are the keeper of your mental kingdom, and only faith may reign there. Fourth, remember that appearances are not reality. Doubt often arises when circumstances seem unchanged, but manifestation begins in the unseen before it shows in the seen. The farmer does not doubt the seed because he cannot yet see the harvest. He trusts the law of growth. Likewise, you must trust the law of attraction. Just because the crore has not yet appeared in your account does not mean it is not already on its way. Erase the thought, "It isn't working." Replace it with, "It is already done." Finally, practice gratitude even in advance. Gratitude is proof of faith, and gratitude leaves no room for doubt. Say daily, "I am thankful for my RS1 crore now. I am grateful for the channels through which it flows. I rejoice in the wealth that is mine." A grateful heart cannot doubt, for gratitude is rooted in certainty. Erase the shadow of doubt, and you erase the only barrier between you and your fortune. When doubt is gone, faith shines in full power, and faith is the magnet that draws the crore into your life without resistance, without delay, without hesitation. Gratitude is the invisible currency that buys every blessing in life. It is the language of abundance, the key that unlocks doors which effort alone cannot open. To manifest RC1 Crore in 30 days, you must learn to treat gratitude as though it were wealth itself, for the one who is thankful for little prepares the way to be entrusted with much. Gratitude multiplies what it touches. What you appreciate grows, and what you neglect withers. Every rupee you already possess is a seed. If you complain that it is too little, you strangle the seed before it can grow. But when you give thanks for the rupee in your hand, you water it, and it must multiply into more. Gratitude is proof that you recognize the abundance already present, and the universe responds by delivering greater abundance. The ungrateful heart shuts the flow. The grateful heart opens the floodgates wide. Gratitude is not passive. It is an active force that shapes your vibration. When you wake each morning and say, I am thankful for my life, for my health, for the money I hold, for the opportunities unseen, you tune yourself to the frequency of wealth. The universe recognizes this frequency and sends more to match it. But when you grumble, it is not enough. Why don't I have more? You broadcast lack, and the universe delivers lack in return. Gratitude must be practiced in advance. It is easy to give thanks once the crore is in your hand, but the power is in thanking before it appears. When you say, thank you for my RS1 crore now, you are declaring faith that it already exists in the unseen. Gratitude in advance is the highest form of belief, and belief is the magnet that draws the unseen into the seen. The one who rejoices as though the manifestation has already come guarantees that it must arrive. Train yourself to make gratitude a habit. Throughout the day, give thanks for even the smallest signs of increase. If you find a single coin, bless it with thankfulness, for it is evidence that money is on its way. If someone pays you a compliment, give thanks, for it is proof that favor surrounds you. Each sign is a token of the greater blessing, and each thank you magnifies the flow. The ungrateful see only emptiness. The grateful see every step as confirmation of the final victory. Gratitude also transforms your relationship with money. Instead of seeing it as scarce, you see it as abundant. Instead of fearing its loss, you rejoice in its presence. Instead of clinging tightly, you release joyfully, knowing more always comes. When you spend with gratitude, you circulate wealth like breath. Just as you inhale and exhale without fear, so money flows in and out with rhythm, and gratitude keeps the rhythm strong. Write daily lists of thanksgiving. Record everything you can be grateful for, from the smallest to the greatest. Speak the words aloud. I am grateful for the roof over my head, for the clothes on my body, for the food before me, for the opportunities ahead, and for my RS1 crore already manifest. The act of writing and speaking impresses the truth deeper into your subconscious, and the subconscious, convinced of abundance, must reproduce it in your world. Gratitude lifts your spirit into joy, and joy itself is magnetic. A joyful heart cannot attract poverty, for poverty vibrates in heaviness, while wealth vibrates in gladness. To be grateful is to sing the song of abundance, and that song calls riches to dance toward you. Each thank you is like a golden note filling the atmosphere with music that wealth cannot resist. Gratitude is more than courtesy, it is currency. It is the payment of faith, the evidence of trust, the vibration of abundance. When you spend gratitude freely, you open an endless account with the universe, and that account pays you back multiplied, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Words are not empty sounds. They are magnets drawing to themselves whatever matches their vibration. Every word you speak sends a command into the unseen, and that command shapes the substance of your reality. To manifest RS1 crore in 30 days, you must learn the power of magnetic words, for they are either attracting or repelling wealth at every moment. There are no neutral words. Each one carries a charge, positive or negative, abundant or lacking, life-giving or life-draining. When you say, I never have enough, you are issuing a decree that shortage will continue to be your companion. When you sigh, money slips through my fingers, you are magnetizing loss. But when you declare, I am a magnet for wealth, the words themselves vibrate with attraction, and they call abundance to your side. Life is echoing every word spoken. What you speak is what you summon. Magnetic words do not arise from mere repetition. They carry force when charged with faith. You could chant abundance 1,000 times without belief and see little change, but one word spoken with conviction and authority can shake the heavens and rearrange your destiny. The power is not in the length of the phrase, but in the vibration behind it. Speak wealth with certainty, and wealth must obey. Guard your mouth as though it were the gatekeeper of your fortune. Many cancel their riches by careless speech. They affirm prosperity in the morning and then curse their lack by evening. They say, I am wealthy, but later confess, I can't afford this. The universe listens to both, but it honors the strongest vibration. Consistency is the secret. If your words are magnetic, let them always magnetize wealth, never repel it. To use magnetic words wisely, choose declarations that match the life you seek. Speak with clarity. RS1 Crore flows into my life in 30 days in ways that bless me and bless others. Say it often, not with strain, but with calm certainty. Speak it as law, as truth, as fact. Each word plants itself in your subconscious, and the subconscious becomes the great engine that draws the matching reality. Understand that words carry images within them. When you say RS1 Crore, the mind forms a picture. When you say rich, your spirit lifts. When you say poor, your energy sinks. That is why your vocabulary must be cleansed of every phrase of lack. Eliminate I'm broke, it's too expensive, I'll never make it. Replace them with I am provided for. Money comes easily to me. I always prosper. Your words paint the scenery of your future, so paint with colors of abundance. Magnetic words also extend beyond money. Speak blessings into every area of life. Say, my path is straight, my steps are ordered, my opportunities are abundant, my doors are open. The vibration of these words creates an atmosphere where wealth feels at home. Money does not flow into chaos, it flows into harmony. The words you speak create harmony or discord, and wealth chooses accordingly. Speak aloud as often as you can. Written affirmations are powerful, but spoken words carry sound waves that ripple through the atmosphere. Your home can become charged with magnetic energy if it continually hears words of increase. Let your rooms echo with declarations of abundance. Let your car, your workspace, your very breath release magnetic words until the air around you is saturated with the vibration of wealth. Words are magnets, and magnets do not chase, they attract. When you fill your mouth with words of certainty, money begins to move in your direction. It comes through opportunities, through unexpected channels, through sudden favor, through unseen doors. You need not know how. The words themselves carve the path. All that is required is discipline of speech, faith in vibration, and consistency in declaration. The more magnetic your words, the more unstoppable your attraction. The subconscious mind is the silent architect of destiny. It does not argue, it does not question, it does not judge. It accepts every word, every image, every belief impressed upon it, and then it goes to work to bring it into form. If you would manifest RS1 Crore in 30 days, you must learn to command the subconscious with authority, for it is the engine that carries out the instructions you give it. The subconscious does not decide what is true or false. It accepts whatever you declare often enough and deeply enough. If you say, I never have enough, it takes that as law and ensures shortage remains your reality. If you say, RS1 Crore flows to me now, and you impress it with conviction, the subconscious sets in motion the people, ideas, and opportunities that fulfill that decree. It is impartial, like soil. Whatever seed is planted will grow, whether weeds or wheat. The choice of seed is yours. Commanding the subconscious begins with repetition. One statement spoken once may touch it lightly, but a statement spoken daily with feeling and persistence sinks deep. Every morning and night, affirm your wealth with clear words. RS1 Crore is mine now. I am wealthy. I am prosperous. I am divinely supplied. Each repetition etches the command deeper until the subconscious accepts it as reality. And once accepted, reality cannot help but reflect it. Visualization is another key to commanding the subconscious. The subconscious thinks in pictures, not in words alone. When you close your eyes and see yourself logging into your account with RS1 Crore shining on the screen, you are feeding the subconscious the exact image to reproduce. The more vivid the picture, the stronger the command. Add emotion to it, joy, gratitude, excitement, and the subconscious takes it as truth. It cannot resist a vision charged with feeling. Guard your thoughts carefully, for the subconscious records even what you say in jest. Jokes about being broke, careless words of lack, fearful thoughts of failure, all of these slip past the conscious mind and lodge in the subconscious, where they grow into experiences. To command the subconscious effectively, you must cleanse your inner dialogue. Speak only words that match your wealth. Think only thoughts that align with abundance. Replace every inner protest with an inner decree. I am rich. I am supplied. I am secure. The subconscious also responds powerfully to the state between waking and sleeping. Just before you fall asleep and just as you awaken, the conscious mind is relaxed and the subconscious is open. Use these sacred moments to impress your command. Whisper your affirmations as you drift into sleep. I am wealthy beyond measure. RS1 Crore flows to me with ease. Drift into dreams with wealth on your mind, and your subconscious will work through the night to bring it forth. Do not command the subconscious with desperation, for desperation signals doubt. Authority is calm, steady, unwavering. When a general gives an order, he does not beg the soldiers to obey. He knows the order will be carried out. In the same way, when you command your subconscious, do it with calm assurance. Speak as though it is already done. Visualize as though it has already arrived. Feel as though you are already living in it. The subconscious is not your enemy. It is your most faithful servant. It obeys tirelessly, without pause, without question. Once instructed, it never rests until the command is complete. If lack has ruled your life, it is only because lack has been commanded unconsciously. Now is the time to reverse the command. Plant wealth, plant abundance, plant prosperity, and let the subconscious carry out the new decree until RS1 Crore is no longer a dream, but a reality unfolding before your very eyes. Wealth begins in spirit long before it shows itself in matter. To manifest RS1 Crore in 30 days, you must step into the vibration of riches now, not later. The law of attraction does not respond to waiting, wishing, or hoping, it responds to being. When you act as if you are already rich, you align your energy with the reality of wealth, and life mirrors it back to you in form. Acting rich does not mean reckless spending or false show. It means embodying the state of abundance with every thought, every word, every action. The poor in spirit walk with fear, counting every coin as though it will vanish. The rich in spirit walk with ease, knowing supply is infinite. Begin to carry yourself with the confidence of one who already possesses a crore. Stand tall, move with assurance, and speak with authority. The world responds to your posture before it responds to your pocket. To act rich is to make decisions from abundance, not from fear. The fearful mind asks, "Can I afford this?" The abundant mind asks, "Does this align with my vision?" Wealthy decisions are guided by purpose, not panic. When you act as if already rich, you no longer bow to the illusion of limitation. You choose as one who knows more is always on the way, for the flow of wealth never ceases. Your environment must reflect your inner wealth. Cleanse your space, for clutter is a vibration of poverty. Arrange your home as though it were the palace of abundance. Surround yourself with order, beauty, and symbols of prosperity. Even the smallest details matter. A neat desk, a polished appearance, a thoughtful purchase, all speak to the subconscious. I am wealthy. I live in abundance. The subconscious accepts this as fact and ensures the outer world matches it. Language is part of acting rich. Eliminate every phrase of lack from your tongue. Do not say, "I'm broke," or "I can't afford this." Instead, speak as the wealthy speak. I always have enough. My supply is unlimited. Money comes to me easily. Your words create your atmosphere, and your atmosphere creates your experience. The rich do not confess poverty, and neither must you. Even in the smallest gestures, act as if already rich. Tip generously, even if the amount is small. Give with joy, for giving is the mark of abundance. Carry yourself with calmness in transactions, knowing you are not losing but circulating wealth. Smile as though you are in possession of a great secret, because you are. The secret is that riches are yours in spirit, and what is yours in spirit cannot fail to appear in form. To act rich is also to feel rich. Close your eyes and breathe as though surrounded by millions. Feel the security of wealth wrapping around you like a cloak. Feel the relief of bills paid in full. Feel the joy of living without restriction. The more you dwell in the feeling, the faster the manifestation. Life does not wait for outer proof. It responds to inner conviction. Begin to identify yourself as a wealthy person now. Say, I am rich, I am prosperous, I am a magnet for wealth. Do not wait for evidence. Evidence will come only after you claim the identity. When you wear the identity of riches, the world recognizes it and adjusts to match. People treat you differently, opportunities present themselves, doors swing open. Acting as if already rich draws to you the very conditions that prove it true. Acting as if is not pretending. It is creating. Pretending is hollow play, but creating is aligning with truth. The truth is that abundance is your birthright, and wealth is already yours in the unseen. By acting rich now, you quicken the process by which it appears in the seen. You do not wait for the crore to behave as though you are wealthy. You behave as wealthy, and the crore must appear to confirm it. One of the greatest obstacles to manifesting wealth is the mind's insistence on knowing how it will arrive. The human mind craves control, searching for logic, pathways, and explanations. But the law of attraction does not operate in logic. It operates in faith. If you cling to the question of how you will receive Rs1 Crore, you tie your desire to limitation. Releasing the how is the secret to allowing the infinite to deliver your riches in ways beyond your imagination. The moment you declare, I will receive Rs1 Crore in 30 days, the universe begins its work. It summons opportunities, orchestrates connections, stirs ideas, and arranges circumstances that your eyes cannot yet see. If you spend your days worrying about how it will happen, you resist the flow. The how is not your work. Your work is to declare, believe, and act as if it is already done. The unseen forces handle the rest with precision far greater than human planning. The how is the soil's business, not the sower's. When a farmer plants a seed, he does not dig it up daily to check how it will grow. He does not demand to see the roots forming beneath the earth. He trusts the soil to do its part. He waters, he tends, he waits, and in due time, the harvest appears. The subconscious and the universe are that fertile soil. Once you have planted the seed of wealth with words, images, and faith, let the soil work. Releasing the how is not laziness, it is wisdom. You still take inspired action, but you do not force or strain. You move forward with openness, not with desperation. When you release the how, you allow guidance to appear naturally. A thought may flash across your mind, a call may come, a door may open. These are the hows the universe reveals step by step, but they come only when you are relaxed, receptive, and trusting. The mind often protests, if I don't figure out the how, nothing will happen. But this is the language of fear. Fear insists that supply is limited and must be chased. Faith knows supply is infinite and flows without effort. Fear clings, but faith releases. To release the how is to trust that your riches are already on the way. Just as you do not question the rising of the sun, you do not question the delivery of your desire. You rest in the certainty that it is done. Every time the question, but how, rises, replace it with a decree. It is done. The way is prepared. I need not know how, only that it is mine. The subconscious takes this as command and begins to align the path. The how is revealed step by step, never all at once. You need only the next step, and the next will follow. The road to riches unfolds as you walk it, not before. Releasing the how frees you from tension. Worry is resistance. Anxiety is obstruction. When you release the how, you enter ease, and ease is the atmosphere of miracles. Miracles do not enter a clenched fist, they flow into open hands. The moment you stop demanding to know the how, you make space for the divine delivery system to operate. Remember this truth: the how is none of your concern. Your concern is clarity of desire, strength of belief, and constancy of vision. The universe is creative beyond your imagination. The crore you call forth may arrive through channels you never considered: an unexpected deal, a new idea, a sudden connection, a surprising shift. If you had clung to your own limited how, you might have blocked the greater way. To release the how is to step into trust. It is to say, I do not need to control every detail. I declare it, I believe it, and I know it is mine. This trust opens the door for wealth to rush in. Stop demanding to see the blueprint. Stop asking for every step in advance. The plan is already in motion. The universe knows the shortest, swiftest, surest path to your RS1 crore, and it does not require your interference. Heart that carries burdens of resentment, anger, or regret cannot hold abundance. Money is energy, and energy seeks an open channel. If your heart is clogged with unforgiveness, you block the current of prosperity. To manifest RS1 crore, you must release the hidden debts you carry in spirit, the grudges against others, the guilt against yourself, the pain of past wrongs. Forgiveness is not just a virtue, it is a key that unlocks abundance. Every thought of bitterness is like a knot tied in your energy. Each time you replay an old wound, you tighten the knot, and wealth cannot pass through. Forgiveness unties the knot. It is not about excusing the wrong or denying the hurt. It is about refusing to let it imprison your spirit. When you forgive, you declare, I release this debt. I owe nothing, and nothing is owed to me. That freedom is the very vibration in which prosperity thrives. The debts of the heart are heavier than the debts of money. A financial debt can be cleared with currency, but the debt of unforgiveness lingers in the soul, demanding interest in the form of struggle, delays, and disappointments. When you clear the debts of the heart, you invite wealth to come without hindrance. Prosperity does not dwell in the house of resentment, it dwells in the house of peace. Forgiving others is powerful, but forgiving yourself is essential. Many carry shame for past mistakes, missed chances, wasted money, wrong choices. They replay them like a curse and wonder why new wealth cannot appear. The subconscious holds on to the belief, I do not deserve abundance, for I have failed before. This belief poisons manifestation. To forgive yourself is to erase the old verdict and declare yourself free. Say within, I release myself. I am worthy of wealth. I am free from the past. When you forgive yourself, you open the gate for riches to flow. Some believe forgiveness makes them weak, but in truth, forgiveness is strength. To hold anger is easy. It is the reflex of the wounded. To forgive is mastery. It is the choice of the free. When you forgive, you do not shrink. You rise. You rise above the offense, above the wound, above the chains that tied you to lack. This rising is wealth's invitation. For wealth comes to the one who vibrates higher than limitation. Practical forgiveness is simple. Begin each day by naming anyone you resent, silently or aloud, and say, I forgive you, I set you free. I release all debts between us. You are free and I am free. If guilt toward yourself surfaces, say, I forgive myself. I release the past. I walk in new abundance. This daily practice cleanses the heart like sweeping dust from a room. Soon the air is clear and prosperity has space to enter. Forgiveness creates circulation. Just as stagnant water breeds decay, stagnant emotions breed poverty. When you release grudges, your energy begins to flow again. This circulation attracts money, opportunities, and blessings. Many who forgave deeply found sudden windfalls, unexpected business, or long-awaited solutions appear. Why? Because the channel was unclogged and wealth could finally reach them. Clearing the debts of the heart also breaks cycles. If you resent those who have money, you subconsciously push wealth away, for you do not wish to resemble those you despise. Forgive them, and you open the door to wealth without resistance. If you blame yourself for mistakes, you sabotage your success, fearing to repeat the past. Forgive yourself, and you grant yourself permission to prosper. The law of attraction answers the state of your heart. A heart heavy with grudges attracts more struggle. A heart light with forgiveness attracts more blessings. To manifest RS1 Crore, cleanse your heart as carefully as you would polish gold. Release all debts, real or imagined, so that nothing remains to weigh you down. The lighter your spirit, the swifter wealth finds you. Fear is the thief of abundance, while faith is the builder of fortune. The moment you declare your desire for RS1 Crore, fear rushes in with whispers. What if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What if I am not worthy? These are the shadows that drain your power, yet faith, even the size of a grain of sand, carries enough force to move mountains. Faith is the higher law, and when it reigns, fear must dissolve. Fear narrows your vision. It blinds you to opportunities and keeps your focus on lack. When fear dominates, you chase, you grasp, you doubt, and money feels like a stranger who refuses to stay. Faith, however, expands your sight. It opens your heart to possibilities unseen, to channels of wealth you could never design on your own. Faith says, "Though I do not see it yet, I know it is here. Though I do not hold it yet, I already possess it in spirit." This knowing is what pulls riches into your hands. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between fear and faith. It simply obeys the dominant command. If you rehearse fear with your words and thoughts, the subconscious delivers more of what you dread. If you rehearse faith with bold declarations, the subconscious aligns to manifest what you believe. Faith is not blind. It is directive. It is the command that shapes unseen energy into visible wealth. Fear thrives in questions. How will it happen? When will it come? What if nothing changes? Faith thrives in declarations. It is done. It is mine. The way is prepared. Fear chains you to delay, but faith places you in acceleration. Fear contracts the spirit. Faith expands it. Where fear weakens, faith strengthens. Where fear doubts, faith decides. Every rupee of your RS1 Crore begins in the soil of faith. Faith is not the absence of feeling afraid. It is the choice to move forward regardless. Even in the trembling of the body, faith speaks louder than fear. It says, "Though I feel the shaking, I trust the unseen. Though I hear the doubt, I believe the promise." Fear is temporary noise, but faith is eternal power. Each time you choose faith over fear, you rewrite the script of your destiny. Practical faith requires discipline. Guard your tongue against fearful speech. Do not say, "I hope it works," or "What if it fails?" Replace those words with, "It is working perfectly. Success is certain. The money is flowing." Each word spoken in faith is a seed, and each fearful word is a weed. Choose the seeds and uproot the weeds. Your harvest depends on the language you allow. Faith also requires imagination. See yourself holding the check, signing the deal, counting the crore, and living in the abundance you declared. Fear says, "This is fantasy." Faith says, "This is rehearsal." Imagination fueled by faith is rehearsal for reality. Every time you picture your wealth with certainty, you impress it deeper into the subconscious, and it begins to seek out the path to fulfill it. Fear will knock daily, but you do not need to open the door. Acknowledge its presence, then return to faith. Speak louder than the voice of doubt. Declare your wealth as though it has already arrived. Feel the certainty, for faith is not hoping, it is knowing. Fear trembles in the face of such knowing, and soon it has no power over you. Faith is the atmosphere of miracles. It is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. Fear builds walls, but faith builds bridges. Fear keeps you in scarcity, but faith delivers you into prosperity. To manifest Rs1 Crore in 30 days, faith must be your ruler. Let it command your mind, your words, your actions, and your vision. The moment faith stands taller than fear, your wealth begins to march toward you without resistance. Wealth is not gathered by clinging but by releasing. The hand that holds too tightly cannot receive more, but the hand that gives freely is always filled again. Generosity is the law of multiplication, for every act of giving is a seed planted in the unseen field. When you sow generosity, you are sowing wealth, and the harvest always returns greater than the seed. To manifest Rs1 Crore, you must understand the secret of giving as a spiritual investment. Generosity does not mean recklessly scattering your money without wisdom. It means giving with intention, with joy, and with the recognition that every gift circulates and returns multiplied. When you give, you are telling the universe, I have enough, I live in overflow, I trust the law of circulation. This declaration lifts you above scarcity, for scarcity says, I cannot afford to give. Abundance says, I cannot afford to withhold. Each act of generosity sends a message to your subconscious mind. When you give, you affirm your wealth. Even if the amount seems small, the spirit in which you give carries great power. A coin given in faith plants a larger harvest than a fortune given in fear. The universe measures not the size of the gift, but the vibration of the giver. To give freely is to declare freedom from lack, and freedom from lack is the soil in which prosperity grows. Generosity also clears the channels of resentment and greed. Many who cling to money with desperation find themselves losing it, for their fear repels abundance. But those who give with open hearts discover that money flows toward them with ease. Why? Because generosity aligns you with the very nature of wealth. Money is meant to circulate, not stagnate. When you release it joyfully, it circles back to you with friends. The seed of generosity can be planted in many forms, not only money, but time, kindness, encouragement, and service. Yet when the intention is pure, even the smallest offering carries weight in the spiritual realm. Give a smile, and you plant joy. Give encouragement, and you plant hope. Give money, and you plant wealth. All seeds return to their kind, and each return is multiplied. Some fear that giving reduces their chances of becoming wealthy. They believe generosity empties their store, but this belief is rooted in lack. True abundance is never threatened by giving, it is proven by it. Imagine a farmer refusing to sow seeds because he fears losing them. He would remain empty-handed. So it is with money. To give is to plant. To plant is to ensure a harvest. Without sowing, there is no reaping. Generosity also creates a powerful energy of gratitude. When you give, you become aware of your own blessings. You recognize that you have something to offer, and this recognition multiplies itself. Gratitude attracts wealth, and generosity multiplies gratitude. The two together form a magnetic field that draws abundance swiftly toward you. It is important, however, to give without strings. Do not give to control or to demand a return from a specific source. Give with freedom, knowing the universe itself repays. The return may not come from the person you blessed, but it will surely come. Money may flow from an unexpected channel, a new opportunity, or a sudden opening you could never plan. The law of generosity always fulfills itself, though the path is often surprising. As you practice generosity, make it a habit to give with joy, not reluctance. Say with each gift, this seed multiplies for me and blesses all it touches. Hold no regret, for regret cancels the seed. Give with faith, for faith waters it. Soon you will notice that money no longer slips through your fingers, but flows toward you like a river. The generous soul becomes a magnet for abundance, for the universe trusts the one who circulates wealth to be a channel of greater supply. Time is the greatest trap for those who seek to manifest wealth. The moment you set your intention to attract Rs1 Crore, the impatient voice arises. When will it happen? Will it come today? Will it arrive tomorrow? This obsession with time builds chains around your desire. It creates tension, worry, and resistance delays the very blessing you call forth. To manifest with power, you must detach from time and step into timeless trust. The universe does not operate according to human clocks. What you see as delay is often perfect preparation. What you call waiting is often alignment. When you say, it must happen in this hour, on this date, in this way, you shrink the field of infinite possibility into a narrow window. But when you release the demand for timing, you open the door to surprising speed, for miracles rarely arrive on the schedules we create. Detaching from time does not mean abandoning your desire. It means resting in certainty that it is already done in the unseen. Just as a seed planted in soil takes its own season to sprout, your wealth has its own divine timing. You cannot dig into the earth daily demanding the seed to show itself. Such impatience destroys the process. Instead, you water it with faith, you trust its growth, and you know that at the right moment, the harvest appears. When you detach from time, you remove pressure from your subconscious mind. The subconscious creates best when it is relaxed and unburdened. Pressure says, it must happen now, or I will fail. Faith says, it is already mine, and it will appear at the perfect moment. In that state of release, the subconscious works quietly, aligning circumstances, drawing opportunities, and shifting energy until your manifestation walks into view. Attachment to time often stems from fear. Fear whispers, if it does not happen quickly, it may never happen. But the truth is this, nothing is lost in the unseen. The moment you declare your intention with conviction, it exists. It may not yet have shape in your hand, but in the realm of spirit, it is complete. Detachment is the act of believing so deeply that you no longer chase, no longer beg, no longer watch the clock. You simply rest in assurance, knowing that time bows to your faith. Those who obsess over timing create scarcity energy. They wait with desperation, counting days, doubting each passing moment, and in doing so, they push their wealth further away. Those who detach, however, radiate peace. They act as though it is already done, they give thanks for what is unseen, and they live with confidence. In this state, time itself bends to serve them. What others labor years to achieve flows into their lives with surprising swiftness. Detachment also sharpens your vision. When you are no longer staring at the calendar, you notice signs, synchronicities, and opportunities you once overlooked. The universe speaks in whispers, in nudges, in sudden ideas and open doors. But impatience blinds you while detachment awakens you. By stepping out of time, you step into awareness, and awareness is the guide to your manifested wealth. One of the greatest affirmations in detachment is, it is already mine. I live in the completion now. This dissolves the anxious wait for tomorrow. If you believe you already possess your desire, then how could time trouble you? You would no longer ask when, because you already know now. Detachment is the shift from waiting to having, from longing to living, from future tense to present possession. To detach from time is to surrender control while keeping certainty. It is to release the clock but hold the vision. It is to let go of impatience but stand firm in faith. This practice lifts you into the flow where all things unfold at the perfect hour. For the one who truly believes, time is never an enemy. It becomes an ally, quietly arranging every moment to deliver the wealth that is already written for you. Manifestation is not only about the grand arrival of your desire, it is also about recognizing and honoring the whispers of progress along the way. When you set the intention to manifest RS1 Crore, the universe begins to move immediately, yet its first signals are rarely the full amount landing in your hands at once. They arrive as signs, as hints, as confirmations, and your task is to celebrate them as though they were the complete fulfillment. Every sign is a promise in motion, and celebration is the act that multiplies it. The mistake many make is dismissing the small signs because they do not appear to be the full manifestation. They say, "This is not what I asked for. This is too small. This is only coincidence." In doing so, they blind themselves to the universe's reassurance. What seems small is often the first step in a larger unfolding. A sudden gift, an unexpected discount, a surprising opportunity. These are not accidents. They are the universe whispering, "I heard you. It is already on the way." Celebration is a magnetic force. When you rejoice over small signs, you expand the energy of gratitude, and gratitude multiplies what you already have. To celebrate is to declare, "I recognize the flow of abundance, and I welcome more." Each celebration strengthens your vibration, aligns your subconscious with certainty, and signals the universe that you are ready to receive at greater levels. To ignore the signs is to withhold joy, but to honor them is to accelerate your manifestation. Imagine asking for a great harvest and then despising the first sprout that rises from the soil. That sprout is proof that the seed is alive. Without it, there could be no harvest. So it is with signs in manifestation. They are the sprouts of your desire, the evidence that your request has taken root. To celebrate every sign is to water the soil with joy, ensuring the harvest grows stronger and faster. Signs also build faith. When you see them and acknowledge them, your confidence increases. Faith feeds manifestation, but doubt starves it. By celebrating signs, you silence doubt and strengthen belief. You begin to see life differently, noticing that everything is working in your favor. What others overlook as random, you recognize as divine alignment. This shift in perception raises your vibration and magnetizes the larger blessing. It is vital to celebrate signs with genuine joy, not forced or hollow acknowledgement. Feel the gratitude, no matter how small the event may seem. A found coin, a kind word, a new idea, all carry seeds of wealth if received with appreciation. The more you tune yourself to notice, the more signs will appear, for the universe rewards recognition. To those who are awake to the signs, the path to wealth becomes filled with constant reminders of abundance. Celebration also transforms your inner state. Instead of waiting with frustration for RS1 Crore to appear, you live in joy as though it is already unfolding. This creates a present moment abundance, which is the very frequency that attracts financial miracles. The one who celebrates lives richly even before the millions arrive, and this richness of spirit calls forth the richness of matter. Do not measure signs against the size of your final desire. Whether large or small, each is a piece of the puzzle, a thread of the tapestry, a step on the staircase to your manifestation. A single step may not take you to the top, but without it, you cannot rise. Celebrate the step, and the staircase builds itself beneath your feet. To manifest with ease, make it your habit to celebrate quickly and fully. When a sign arrives, pause, give thanks, and rejoice as though you had already received the complete fortune. Say within yourself, "This is proof of my wealth unfolding. I honor this, and I welcome more." In that joy, you expand your magnetism, and soon the signs grow larger, the flow grows stronger, and the completion of your desire becomes inevitable. Wealth is not summoned by chance, but by command, intention, and alignment with the divine laws of abundance. To call forth Rs1 Crore in 30 days, you must master the unseen before it takes form in the seen. You hold the key in your words, in your vision, in your faith, and in your daily state of being. Clear intention sets the target. Command gives money its direction. Visualization completes the picture. Affirmations with authority engrave the truth upon your subconscious. Doubt is erased so faith may flourish. Gratitude becomes your daily currency, opening the doors wider with every thankful breath. Words charged with magnetism call opportunities forth. Your subconscious, once commanded, aligns all forces to serve your vision. When you act as if already rich, you step into the vibration of wealth. By releasing the how, you allow miracles to choose their path. By forgiving and clearing the heart, you remove invisible blockages. Faith rises above fear, making you unshakable. Seeds of generosity multiply your harvest. Detachment from time frees the flow. And in celebrating every sign, you build momentum until the great completion appears. The wealth you seek is already written in spirit. The question is not whether it exists, but whether you can align yourself to receive it. The one who believes without wavering, who speaks with authority, who acts with joy and gratitude, who trusts the timing of the universe, cannot be denied. For money is but energy, and energy flows to the one who is certain, fearless, and prepared. The law is unchanging. What you hold in unwavering faith, you must see in form. Therefore, fix your vision, speak your wealth into existence, live as though it is already yours, and rejoice with every sign. The Rs1 Crore is not distant. It is already moving toward you, drawn by the magnetic power of your faith, your gratitude, and your unwavering command.